After a 62-day hiatus, the AFC Champions League Elite East returns for matchday 7 of 8 in the group stage as Vissel Kobe take on FC Seoul. Welcome along to the Kobe City Misaki Park Stadium in Japan. This is how things look in the standings with 2 rounds to go. It's Japan heavy at the top with Kobe leading the way by 2 points from J-League rivals Makedo Zelvia and Sanfrecce Hiroshima. FC Seoul are in the middle of the top 8, but it's all pretty tight in there, so the need for points is utmost. Cool evening in Kobe, 8 degrees centigrade. Not too bad in terms of wind. No rain is scheduled, but as you can see, the roof has been closed, so the elements kept at bay. Well, for Vissel Kobe, they have today's home game against FC Seoul and an away game against Johor of Malaysia to wrap up their group stage campaign as they look to cement top spot in the table. The domestic season in Japan started last Friday in what is a different season as the J-League transitions to an autumn-spring season, much like you see in Europe. And this year they're playing in the J-League 100-year Vision League, where the 20 J-League teams are split into 2 groups of 10, playing 9 home and 9 away games before a series of 2-legged ties determine the final positions. Kobe opened with a shootout win on Friday, and if you're wondering what a shootout win means, there are no draws in the J-League 100-year Vision League. So if it ends as a draw after regulation time, there's extra time. If it's still a draw, you go to a shootout. Kobe happened to win this one 4-1 against Kyoto Sanga, so they take 2 points, 1 for the draw, 1 for the shootout win, while Kyoto Sanga take the 1 point for the draw at the end of regulation time, if you get what we mean. In the Champions League, they've dropped points against Gangwon, losing 3-4 before 2 points were lost last time out in December in a 2-all draw to Chengdu Rongsheng. 4 wins though under their belt against Shanghai Port, Melbourne City, Ulsan and Shenhua Shanghai. As for FC Seoul, they qualify for this season's competition off the back of a 4th place finish in the K-League that finished in the back end of 24, because the K-League runs from February or March this year through to November. It is their first appearance in the competition since 2019, when they failed to get out of the group stage. But they've been runners-up twice in 2002 and 2013, and they last made it past the first stage in 2016 when they made the semi-finals. This season, on their return to the competition, they opened well with a draw against Makedo Zelvia in Japan. They then beat Budodan 3-0 at home before losing to Shanghai Shenhua 2-0. A 0-0 draw against Chengdu Rongsheng in round 4 was followed by a great 3-1 road win in Shanghai against Shanghai Port before playing out a 1-1 draw against FC Melbourne in their last outing before the Christmas and New Year break. Tricky end to the group campaign. They face obviously Vissel Kobe today, top of the table, and then Sanfrecce Hiroshima, who are 3rd in the table, in their final game next week. With the new K-League starting at the end of this month, their last competitive game was back in December against Melbourne City. Good atmosphere being built up inside the Kobe City Misaki Stadium. Capacity of just over 30,000. As I mentioned, has a retractable roof, which is closed this evening, plays home not only to Vissel Kobe but also Kobelco Kobe Steelers in the Japan Rugby League 1. So the 2 teams being announced to the fans. And here they come. from behind the flag, out of that tunnel on that right-hand side. Led by our officials, who are all from Malaysia. We'll introduce you to them in a moment. The long wait is over for the resumption of the AFC Champions League Elite, as the East Group gets back underway. So the AFC Champions League Elite competition in the East, Vissel Kobe taking on FC Seoul, the penultimate round of matches in the group stage. So the competition anthem done, the mascots will leave the field of play, and the two teams will do their customary handshake. Back in 2020, Kobe won their group to make the knockout stages and made it to the semi-final before losing on penalties to Suwon Samsung Blue Wings. In 2022, they lost in the quarter-finals to Korean opponents again. But let's bring you the team news and new faces for both sides. But in the Vissel Kobe lineup, two signings make their debut. Number 20, Diego Rodriguez, gets his first start in the back line, signed from Kashiwa Royals, and he scored 5 in 33 last season. The other new face comes at the other end of the field, number 80, Nduka Boniface, who was signed from Yokohama last month, makes his Champions League debut. And there are the substitutes which can be called upon. Here are the officials, as I said, all from Malaysia. Nazmi bin Nazaruddin is the man in charge, his fourth match in charge in the Asian Champions League this season. VAR come from Thailand. So let's bring you the FC Seoul team news. No fewer than 5 new faces in their starting 11. The first comes in goal as Gu Sung-yun makes his debut. In the back line, number 96, Juan Ross, comes in having been signed from Tianjin Jinmen Tigers. Number 6, Robe Babec, arrives from Osijek in Croatia. Well, up front, number 17, Leonardo Ruiz starts his first Champions League game. He scored 18 in 39 games last season for Seongnam in the K2 division, while 34 Song Min-yu arrives from K-League champions Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors, where he scored 5 in 35 games last term. Well, the fascinating project for FC Seoul is 5 new faces, as I mentioned. That's a lot of new faces for people to get used to. New style of play, perhaps, for a lot of them. Kim Ji-dong, the head coach of FC Seoul, though, feels that his side can get the result with this many new faces. Anderson de Oliveira, number 70, he's already got 5 appearances in the competition this season, but no goals to his name. FC Seoul get this AFC Champions League Elite match underway, playing in the white strip, attacking the goal away to our left-hand side. Vissel Kobe in the maroon colours, going the other way, and first touch for the goalkeeper Gonda. But a chance now for Anderson. Anderson's ball into that right-hand side, helped on by Jeongbum. Floated into that far post, too much on it, and away from Minkyu it goes. A new head coach for Vissel Kobe as well, Michael Skibe. Makes the move across from Sanfrecce Hiroshima. For a number of years, led them to their first J-League Cup title back in 2022, and replaces Takayuki Yoshida, who guided Vissel to back-to-back titles in 2023 and 2024. His opposite number, Kim Ji-dong, took over in December 2023 after 200 games in charge at Pohang Steelers, where he was the assistant manager before, as well as a player for 7 years. Ogihara into the left-hand side, he's going to get it back again. Boniface gives himself as an option on this right-hand side. Back it comes from captain Kotoku. Ball upfield is nodded back by Hando. And Gu Sung-yun in his first game for FC Seoul, signed from Seoul Ilan. First Champions League game for him as well. Going down perhaps a little too easily, Muto, as the ball is hooked towards the edge of the Kobe penalty area. A little back here, a little bit of space here now for FC Seoul, but as he tried to make more space, just shut down on him. It's still there for Anderson. Anderson, little ball on, little look up, stood up to the back post, nobody there. Minkyu with the ball across, and here is Ross. Bright start from the visitors. 3 minutes in and already applying quite a bit of pressure to the Vissel Kobe back line. Sung-yun out towards Anderson. Anderson, good looking ball to Ruiz. Ruiz tries to spread it out that right-hand side, doesn't get the angles right, and gives possession back to Vissel Kobe. Kotoku. No give from Muto, looking for the return ball, but Daiju is fouled. Kick taken. Boniface back into that middle of that back line where Tula plays it out that left-hand side. Here's Tula and just drops it to Boniface. Boniface raking ball out that left-hand side, and a header was made, but FC Seoul pick up possession. Fans making a decent atmosphere inside the stadium, helped I'm sure by the roof being closed. Boniface takes it under control. it was Diego. Diego's first touch just a little heavy, but they've won it back again through Daiju. Diego. Babic offers again, but the ball goes long. AFC Seoul though having possession, and Anderson plays it to Minkyu. Ross. Back to the keeper. It goes, and Gonda out to this right-hand side. We'll get it back again from Boniface. Three-quarter press coming from FC Seoul, so time and space for Vissel Kobe across that back line. Ross to Jinsu. Jinsu wearing the captain's armband, fifth appearance in the Champions League for the FC Seoul, number 22 tonight. There is Ross under a bit of pressure. Back to fellow debutant Gu. Ross, not a lot of pace on that pass back to Sung-yun, as Sung-yun in the end opts to just put a boot through it. Nice work. Babic out to this left-hand side, and here is Anderson. Anderson streaming forward, got some space to run into. Can he find the pass? He can. Onside as it's played to Minkyu. Minkyu into the centre and nodded over the bar. That's a chance. First opportunity of the contest comes just shy of 8 minutes. Good break from FC Seoul. Yeah, onside. And then the ball into the middle, just nodded up. And over the bar by Jong-byun, the young 18-year-old who's making his debut this evening. So an injury here, and the player being asked to go to the sideline. Perhaps an early replacement. That's Kua coming on, perhaps. Yeah, you can see just pulls up, and that could be the end of the evening. Oh, disappointment for Takehiro Ogihara as he makes his way off. But coming on is number 25, Yuya Kuosaki, who had played in 6 previous matches in this competition, so now makes it 7 from 7. So an early substitute forced upon Michael Skiba. Oh! Dearie me, this is a couple of moments for Gonda to forget. loose pass with his foot, and then he tries to bowl the ball out to his left-hand side and gives the ball straight back. Well, the adrenaline will certainly be pumping. Leonardo Ruiz, almost the benefactor of some rather loose defending or distribution from the Vissel Kobe goalkeeper. Tula. Oh, just rifles that into Ruiz. Tula. Distribution at the moment from Vissel Kobe leaves a bit to be desired. It's either overplayed or underplayed. Just need to zone back in. Well, Boniface is down, not helped really by his teammate Matthias Tula playing that ball just too far out in front of him. You can see Min-kyu apologising. It was a 50-50 ball. He couldn't stop himself. He's trying to get out of the way. Have a look at this for some loose distribution. That's far too casual. And then if that's not bad enough, and I think that might have affected Tula, who was supposed to be the recipient of that pass, because then Tula made a couple of very poor passes. Oh, backup keeper is Ndaya Mayakawa. And, just a chance. Yeah, it was a glancing blow, but as he picked up a cut, I hope he's okay. Yeah, this is the pass which he's stretching for. He's trying to get out of the way, but Boniface's hands sort of drag the boot back into his face. Hopefully he's going to be okay. You can see a little bit of blood coming through the plasters. Fourth official just checking that everything's okay. Oh, that's loose again, and a chance perhaps. No. Well, Vissel Kobe are at 6s and 7s at the moment. They're looking a little bit sort of off the pace. The passing's not great. Direction of the passing's not great. And FC Seoul fancy their chances here. Oh, off the back of the head, here's a chance, good save, second chance, and there's the opening goal against the run of play. It is Yoshinori Muto who gets his second goal of the Champions League season in his fourth start. And Gu Sung-yeon is beaten within inside 14 minutes of his FC Seoul debut. Vissel Kobe scoring with their first real attack. Boniface ball forward. Oh, now hold on a second. There's the arm, the outstretched arm. So that kept him onside. It comes back off the back of his head. First time shot, good save, but nothing that Gu Sung-yeon can do about the secondary shot. Gets himself set, moves to his right. The weight's going the wrong way. Muto finishes, but was it offside? Did the hand keep them onside? We shall wait and see. Wow. Some work for the VAR. Sivakor Puudom and his assistant Topong Somsing. Just wonder whether the outstretched arm keeps him onside. But look where Mutu is, number 11. He's out on this right-hand side. I think that arm might be the difference. Well, if they do take the lead, Vissel Kobe, they've certainly ridden their luck in the opening 15 minutes. What is the decision from VAR? And Muto could well have given Vissel Kobe the lead. Here comes the advice. It is offside. Offside. So FC Seoul breathe a sigh of relief. So off the shoulder. Yeah, so not taking into the arm. Yeah, it is offside. Oh, that is by millimetres, isn't it? Absolute millimetres. Good looking ball to that far post. And I think Kotoku does just enough to put off his opponent. And almost down the other end, FC Seoul with a chance of their own. Jinsu winding up for the long throw, and then opts to come short to Ross. Back to Jinsu. Ross once again. Babec points out to that left-hand side, and Ross, under a little bit of pressure from Daiju, puts the ball forward, and across comes Tula to put it out of play. Into the edge of the area. Anderson can't bring it under control. Put back in by Ross, but out of play. Well, it's all been happening in the opening 17 minutes. A couple of good chances for Seoul. Vissel Kobe had the ball in the back of the net. Ruiz is looking lively, number 17 for FC Seoul. Anderson battling, lost out as he. Anderson's trying to get the ball out to this left-hand side. Anderson using his pace. Now can he find the pass? He does. This is Minkyu looking or playing it back for the ball in from Jinsu, but good defending from Muto. Babec couldn't control it. Options for Kotoku. Oh, back he goes. And tell you what, Boniface almost thought about playing that ball. Tula. Boniface. Here goes Anderson once more. He feels he should have the whistle, but nothing coming. Tula. Right footed, goes long down this right hand side. Just missing the flick on, but it's got its way through to Muto. Muto, little clip ball into the area. Is half cleared. Anderson. Good little touch from Jeonbyeon. Oh, what a ball that is, looking for and finding Minkyu. Minkyu feels he's fouled. Nothing coming. Boniface. Ricochets to Tula, who plays it back to his keeper. Muto. Pavic with the tackle. Well, that's good triangles from Vissel Kobe, and a chance for Gotoku to get it into the area. Just wouldn't drop, and might drop now for Goke. Ball had cleared to the halfway line. Tula strides forward, slides it in towards Diego. But Diego can't make any meaningful inroads into the FC Seoul defence. Ball pace not quite there, and it allows Vissel Kobe to apply some pressure through Daiju, and they've turned it over. Uncomfortable for FC Seoul at the moment to get it out at their defensive end. Another Kobe throw in. Gotoku. And he finds Babec. Babec to Ruiz. Ruiz's little ding ball falls to Diego. Here's a chance. Oh, he's put it over. Goke. Unmarked to the top of the area on his left foot. Can't hit the target. It was Ruiz's ball. And Diego onside, played onside by Jinsu, and really should be hitting the target from there. Not saying he should be scoring, but he's definitely got to make the keeper work. Ruiz loses out to Boniface. Good tackle from Ross. First touch is a little heavy, and possession turned over, and here goes Muto. Muto. Here's the throw in. Gotoku to take. Oh, and a pause in the drumming and proceedings. As the fans take a breather, just past the halfway mark, sliced by Babec and just over Diego. There we go. Drops it back out. "25 minutes gone. Vissel Kobe 0, FC Seoul 0. Mutu thought he'd given Vissel Kobe the lead in the 14th minute, but the goal was ruled out for offside. It was offside by millimetres. At the time, actually, it was against the run of play because FC Seoul had the brightest start. I have to say, since the disallowed goal, so for the last 11 minutes or so, Vissel Kobe been the better of the two sides. Seoul with a really good opportunity where he failed to even hit the target. Here is Tula. Can we have a little look down there, left-hand flank? There is Diego. Kotoku. And here is the skipper again. On the left foot, chips it out to that left-hand side. First time ball across. Actually, that's not a bad ball. Tricky skill to execute. He's done it pretty well. Nobody on the end of it for Michael Skibe's team. Press coming from Kobe. Gucci down the line to Diego, who slips away from his man. Diego, can he deliver the ball into the centre? It comes. Not the best of centres. Ross with the initial clearance, still there. Kua's gone down on the edge of the area, picks himself up. Now Kotoku goes down, holding his face, and play continues. That, however, I think will be a foul, as Min-kyu just trips Muto. Yeah, that's not the best of challenges. Boniface. Kotoku trying to play that ball forward. Goes for the return pass. Kotoku. Ball forward. Looking for Daiju. Oh, that's really good work from Kua. Didn't give up on that. Ruiz. Oh, comes out worse. And he didn't really seem like he was jumping for the ball. Had his eyes on his opposite number. Against Boniface. And Boniface, hand to the face. Ruiz will be okay. Kim Gi-dong would want a little bit more from his team. They started brightly, but they haven't had really too much possession or territory. Yeah, you can see there Ruiz not really committed to the ball, was he? A little unsure, having a little look to see where Boniface was. but he's okay, as I said. Yeah, now how can Kim Gi-dong's team just get a little bit more possession, a little bit more of a handle on this game? Reese way back on. Boniface. Kutoku. Boniface again under a little bit of pressure. Oh, again, just a smidge of a pause on that pass back to the keeper. And Anderson fancies it. And now Min-kyu joins in on the press. And that's better from Seoul. So will the long throw come in from Jinsu? No, he goes short once again. Anderson. Babech. Time to deliver. It's a little under hit, little flick on. There's the header from Ruiz. And a pretty comfortable save for Gonda in the end. Good reactions from Ruiz because the flick on would have come pretty quickly at him. Free kick to Vissel Kobe. So, can they find a good ball in here? Going to be Yosuke Midaguchi to deliver. Boniface and Ross coming together, play to that back post, and Muto couldn't get the direction on the header. Here's the, he would have been offside. Ball forward, the chase is on. Who's going to win the foot race? The answer is the keeper's going to come across and clear that left-footed. Ross wants the keeper to come, but the keeper didn't seem to be too interested. Oh, lovely little flick on. There's space on this right-hand side for the skipper as the shot comes in and skewed wide from Daiju. Lovely little flick on from Muto. Certainly Vissel Kobe applying more pressure to the FC Seoul backline than Seoul provide to the Kobe backline when they have the ball around the back. So 10 minutes plus any additional time remaining in this first half. Vissel Kobe 0, FC Seoul 0. Game of quite a few chances actually, but none taken. And given the number of new faces in the Seoul team, 5, acquitting themselves pretty well in their first competitive game since December. Lovely first touch from Daeju as he then spreads it out to the left hand side, gets it back. Gucci. Daeju. Back to Tula. Bonifaz. Helps it on to Kotoku. Here is Muto. Muto slides it inside. Here is Goke. Goke lifting it to the back post. Keeper comes to claim. And again, the pressure coming from Kobe. See Seoul play that pretty nicely in the end. Hando dropping it back to Songyun. It's just right on the edge, isn't it, for Seoul? These little lofted balls, it doesn't help the receiving player because it takes them that split second to bring it down under control, and that just allows Kobe to close the gap. Here's an example. You see the first touch wasn't good enough. Hit a Gucci straight onto it, and then he's tugged back. So a chance for the host to put a dangerous ball into the box. Gucci comes to the near post, and it's Babac who gets the first clearance. Still there, and poked up and over the bar by Caetano. Well, Babac has gone down awkwardly. Up okay, the number 6. There he is with the yellow boots in the middle of the pitch. Offering now, ball around the corners, closed down by Goke. Seoul advanced it up to just inside Kobe territory. Little cushion chest by Seung-won, doesn't quite come off. Caetano battling for it. Ruiz's first touch, oh, he's just got in the way of Seung-won. Ruiz still going. And see what he was trying to do, just couldn't wrap his right foot round it. So final 5 minutes of the first half. And either side find the breakthrough for the half-time interval. Caetano into Tula. Here comes the press now from Anderson. Tula plays the ball long, and Ross has to be careful here, and it does well. Is aware of the pressure coming from Daiju. Nice work from Anderson. Jongbun playing it on. Babech. First time Seoul have had some attacking ball. And here is Jin-Soo, the captain. Looking for Ruiz. They come all the way through. It's a corner. Good defensive touch. Anderson whips it in, and it's Boniface who gets there just in front of Ruiz. Anderson, oh, that's a little bit of miscommunication, and a decent opportunity. It's gone for the time being, although Anderson with a chance to redeem himself, puts it in right-footed. That's far too close to the keeper. And takes comfortably. Anderson frustrated with himself. Just out of the reach for Daiju. Babech. Just through Koke on Jun. Yellow card for the Kobe number 5. Koke trying to make the tackle. I mean, it was there because Seoul just don't have the options for the ball carrier, and so they're having to spend a second more than perhaps they would like in possession, and that just invites the pressure. Chun receiving some treatment. It's been an ever-present as Jun. In the competition this season, it been in every game to this point, and he's okay to continue. Free kick clipped across to this far side, and yeah, just flicked on. Kotoku just came off Minkyu. Babech, ball forward, and a chance here perhaps for Anderson to try and make something happen. Anderson in traffic, well picked up by Jongbyung. of space to try and find that ball into the area, and once again, two FC Seoul players getting in each other's way. A few niggles here and there, but all good to continue is Seong-won. 6 minutes of added time. And a couple of long delays for injuries, and of course the VAR check. That's a good looking ball around the corner. Has it got enough curl on it to keep it in? It does. Ideguchi, to the middle it comes, no one there in red, and Anderson brings it down deftly with the right boot, tries to play Min-kyu in. Min-kyu, Anderson once more, Min-kyu continues his run, Min-kyu trying to stand up, Kotoku, the Kobe captain, and the ball in. Well met, but it's a comfortable save straight at the keeper. Better from Seoul down their left-hand side. Anderson trying to get involved as much as possible. I think that could be quite key for them to get something from this contest. Boniface, and that ball forward, Sung-yun, the edge of his area, collects pretty comfortably. Babic, has your ball over the top, looking for Anderson, but had far too much on it. Oh, that's beaten everybody. Diego drops it out, and here is Ideguchi out to the right-hand side, picks out Muto. Muto's ball in. It's a dangerous-looking ball. Diego flying in the far post, nowhere really near to it. Diego this time gets body on ball, and Kua loses out on the edge of the area. Maurice offside. Over the top from Caetano, but no way through for Kobe on that occasion. Tula underneath it, like it comes from Babic. Caetano, cushioned header, finds Daiju. Daiju going down that left-hand line to Diego. Diego! Oh, goal kick, says the official. Say, looked like a corner from this angle. Just under 90 seconds remaining in this first half. Header from Boniface. had an elbow. You can see Daiju immediately put his hand up. And you can see, I think it's an elbow, and the yellow card goes the way of Daiju. He accepts it. So second yellow card for Vissel Kobe in this half. Yeah, that is going to hurt. Juan Ross. Okay. To continue, which is good to see. And the apology coming from Daiju, which is accepted. A couple more minutes added on for that one as well, so probably got another 90 seconds or so. Anderson on a pass with the tackle. Jinsu, Anderson, Jinsu, first time ball in, it's coming away from the keeper who opts to punch. Picked up by Jun Pavic. Oh, it's come all the way through. Now who's going to win that race? And the answer is Gonda. And there is the half-time whistle. And no real surprise after 60 days away from action in the AFC Champions League. Both teams taking a little bit of time to get into the rhythm of things. Muto thought he'd given Kobe the lead against the run of play in the 14th minute, but VAR ruled that there was an offside in the build-up to the goal by a matter of millimetres. Ruiz with a couple of half chances for FC Seoul, but as they head to the locker room, there is nothing to choose between these two. It's goalless at half-time. Vissel Kobe of Japan 0, FC Seoul of Korea 0.
야, 대화야.
If you want to enter, only one doctor.
One doctor.
Maximum two.
Yeah.
If two doctor, you cannot enter.
Okay.
Okay.
I
For the
understand.
second, we already communicate with AFC.
Yeah.
This is the rule.
Okay.
Okay,
sir.
Understand?
Now I understand.
Okay, if
I'll
what-
talk with them.
Ouch. Well, welcome back to the Kobe City Misaki Park Stadium in Kobe, Japan for the second half of this AFC Champions League Elite East group game. Half-time score, Vissel Kobe 0, FC Seoul 0. And a change at half-time. Kento Hamasaki has come on, or is coming on. The confirmation of who is coming off, but the second change for Michael Skibe and his team after Ogihara went off and Kawasaki came on in the 10th minute. Second half of this AFC Champions League Elite East game between Vissel Kobe and FC Seoul underway, with the hosts, Vissel Kobe, in the red, attacking the goal away to our left-hand side. Goalless at half-time. Here goes Anderson, rampaging forward, but the ball nicked off him. Babic back to Anderson. Jun dispossessed by Ideguchi. And Daiju hits the deck under the challenge of Ross, picks himself up rather gingerly. Perhaps that a repay for the elbow in the face at the back end of the first half from Ross. On the receiving end of that elbow from Daiju, who did apologise, and he did pick up a yellow card for the challenge. Remember, AFC Seoul don't start their league campaign till the back end of this month. Kobe started theirs. That's a great touch from Ruiz at the weekend just gone. And it's been 60 odd days since both were in action in the AFC Champions League. Oh, there's a handball in there, if nothing else. But no foul given on the edge of the area. And some of the tackle in the end that puts it out. Play on that far side. Kobe, the midfielder who picked up the yellow card, one of the yellow cards in the first half, in the 44th minute, replaced by Hamasaki. Straight swap in midfield. Anderson, who's been the live wire really for Seoul in this game to this point. Clip forward and leave from Daiju, expecting the run of Diego, which didn't materialise. So not only are both teams sort of getting back up to speed following their off-season, but also, as often happens in off-seasons, plenty of transfers in and out. And both teams actually have brought in 18 new faces. That sounds an awful lot, and it is, but quite a number of those are loans of players that have ended and they've come back in. They're not all new purchases. And both teams have seen, well, Kobe have seen 23 players leave and Seoul have seen 24. Again, a lot of those going out on loan. But that revolving door does mean that it is difficult to find a rhythm this early on. Diego. Gucci to Tula to Boniface. Nice little back heel, just crowded out. No, it falls kindly for Kua. Cutting infield onto the left foot. The shot straight of the keeper. What a introduction that would have been for Hamasaki. Anderson and Ruiz being lively for Seoul. So being completely mishit by Daiju. Look around by Ruiz, but getting no change from the official. Tula. Forward by Diego. Kua chopping it out. And here is the other substitute, Hamasaki, to Tula. Diego. Caetano on the overlap. Diego drops it back inside. Caetano tries to play it first time down the line for Diego to chase. Diego gets it. A boot on the ball. Reece feeling the challenge there from Tula. That's a handball, isn't it? Yeah. He's complaining about the challenge upon him. Daiju. Daiju trying to get that space for the cross. Little clever back heel. Takes out Ideguchi. A good sliding defensive play. Behind for a corner. First corner of the second half. To the far post. Good claim by Song-Yeon, who launches upfield looking for Anderson. Caetano, Kua, sorry, is there to nod it back to his keeper. That was the first corner of the match for Kobe in this. It's one corner apiece. Just helped on its way by Hamasaki. Better work here from Vissel Kobe. Daiju back out to his skipper, Kotoku. Kotoku into Hamasaki. Hamasaki trying to make something work, trying to clip it to the far post, looking for Diego, but didn't have enough on it. First touch or first movement, not bad from Jeonbyeon. Ross. No real options, so back he goes into Babbage. Min-kyu just got underneath that, sliced it, so it just went from left to right towards the Vissel Kobe goalkeeper, who could collect under no pressure at all. Caetano goes down the line, but I mean, that is to no one in particular, and it will be a Seoul goal kick. Reece trying to hold the ball up. Reece does really well. Then his pass is behind Anderson. And they turn possession over. And here come Kobe. Kobe. Oh, Diego played a little bit behind him by Muto. Muto apologises to Diego. Oh, good use of the body from Muto. Muto into the area, just wouldn't or couldn't find enough space to pull the trigger. Anderson pulled back by Kua and picks up the yellow card. Third yellow card of the match for the hosts. He was away. Well, was he away? I'm not sure he needed to do that because Boniface, well, cheers, it comes off, goes down. I think Boniface would come across and make that tackle. Lovely little flick from Anderson. Ruiz, you can see him trying to find some space to get that shot away. Just wouldn't open up for him. Ovich. Nothing coming for Diego. The crowd don't like it. The ball out that left, never made it. Anderson battling to get back, and Anderson does well. Babic. Ross. Couldn't control that header. It was coming out of it some pace though. The ball in. Try to improvise on that ball retention. Ruiz supplying the pressure. Here is Daiju. Three other matches going on in the East Group today. San Fletcher Hiroshima, who are third on goal difference from Akita Zelvia, playing Johor Darul Tazim, who are sixth in the standings. That game going on at the same time as this one. A little later on today, Shanghai Shenhua, who are 11th, take on SC Makita Zelvia, who are second, and Chengdu Rongcheng hosts Pururam United of Thailand later. Top three all in action. FC Melbourne, who are fourth, play eighth place Ulsan HDFC tomorrow. A number of FC Seoul fans have made the journey and they're making themselves heard. Here is Hamasaki. There's space maybe down this left-hand side as Tula drives and then plays out to Kaitane. Tula. Hidekuchi's dropped back in to fill in for Tula while he went on that little run forward. Now they'll swap back in. You can see Hidekuchi's just having a little look and Tula giving him the thumbs up. Good understanding between those two. Kaitane. Hidekuchi. Kua. So Kua again. Good patient play. Oh, it's just opened up for the shot and skews off Ross. That could have gone anywhere. It's gone behind for a corner. Better patient play from Vissel Kobe. Gucci to deliver. The outswinger doesn't have enough on it to get it over the first line of defence, headed clear by Seoul. And here comes the first change for FC Seoul. It's going to come in the front line. Seon-min is the player coming on, and Song Min-kyu makes way for him. Straight swap. So Son-min comes on for his 7th appearance in the competition this season, yet to get on the score sheet though. Well done from Kobe as they get it out of that bottom corner to the far post. It comes. It's needed a little bit more on that. Kaitanu, rather tame header. Option, or the opportunity to put it back into that far corner was there. Maybe that's what he was trying to do, but just misjudged the pace on that. Thrown on this near side, it's going to be taken by Jun, looking for Ruiz. How's that going to fall? It's going to fall to Boniface, who sweeps it back to Gonda. Gonda under no pressure. Had those rather nervy touches early on, didn't he? Gonda was trying to play it out that left-hand side of Tula. That was about 7 minutes in, wasn't it? Very casual pass first up, which ended up on the foot of Ruiz and bounced back into his hands, and then he tried to bowl it out to Tula, and that also ended up back in his hands, and it's gone against Ruiz. That's an endeavour from Ruiz. So far this evening, but no output as of yet. He just wouldn't get out in front of Deju. Everybody slipped, and Deju almost comes away with the ball. There's Diego trying to go for the return ball. It's a painful one on the ankle, on the top of the... Oh yeah, that is painful. Jun, Daiju, who's already on a yellow card. Steps on the ankle. This needs to be a little bit more careful, Daiju. That's a horrible looking tackle, to be honest. Not much sympathy coming. Maybe they're just going to whip him straight off. Well, and then they've taken Kaitanu off, and they've put on Jean-Patrick Rees, who has 2 goals in 4 appearances this season in the competition. See it already. John Patrick straight into the thick of things. Once again, the crowd raise their voices, trying to inspire their teams, and there's an opportunity for Hamasaki out to that left-hand side. No. Not enough on the pass, and now a chance for Anderson to show his pace. Sean Min also takes over. Babic just lost out in the middle of the park, and it's a 4-on-4 situation here. Really good defensive work, lashed clear. Looking for Seon Min. Seon Min on to the end of this one. Seon Min. Good work. The captain, he was looking for the foul, doesn't get it, and the keeper's sort of played it out on this near side. So Seoul with the chance to attack. Anderson, good looking ball, picks out Seong Woon. Covering tackle from Tula. He's going to come to the edge of the area, rather theatrically throwing himself to the ground. I mean that Muto can come away with it. Muto streaking forward. Players arriving to help. Muto still going. Muto will pull the trigger himself. Oh, what a goal that is! Yoshinori Muto, who was denied in the first half by VAR, doesn't need any help here because he's absolutely nailed that one into the top corner. How about that for a finish? Well, he picks it up on the edge of his own area, and they back off, and he just keeps going. Babic just keeps running off him, and he goes, I'll tell you what, I'll have a go. Bang! Now the question is, I guess, whether or not there was a foul at the other end. Is that what they're checking? Because there's nothing wrong with that finish. It's an absolute perler. And the goal stands, and Muto breaks the deadlock with an absolute stunner. Wowee, what a goal that is. 69th minute, he's hit. Oh, I don't think he can hit that shot any better. His second goal of the competition this season in 4 appearances. And my, what a goal it was. The adrenaline will be absolutely coursing through his veins. But Seoul will be wondering why nobody put him under any sort of pressure at all. He's gone from one area to the other area with nobody within, what, 3 meters of him? They just backed off, and he made them pay. Babic just comes straight through the back of the player. He gets away with it. Picked up by the skipper, Kotoku. He's tackled. Play on, says the referee. Gucci, John Patrick. Tackle, throw in on this near side for Vissel Kobe. Diego does well to keep it in play, tries to get the cross in at Chun with a good block. So unmarked on the penalty spot for the time being. There he is. He's got himself a marker now as the ball comes in. It's another poor corner, I'm afraid. Fails to clear the first line of defence, and then Gucci skies that one. Ooh, that defensive header's gone the wrong way. Bonifaz. Time and space for Muto. Can he pick his pass? He does. Hidiguchi pulls it back, and there's the second. Kotoku, the captain, doubles the lead. Really well worked. Some precise passing, and then laid back by Hidiguchi to Kotoku Sakai, who makes no mistake from the edge of the area. And it's Vissel Kobe 2, AFC Seoul 0. First goal of the season for Kotoku. Kotoku watching their edge of the circle, right of screen with the yellow armband on. Anderson just let him go. And the left-footed shot, beating Sung Yun, all ends up. Anderson goes down by Hidiguchi. Seoul have been undone in, what, 3 minutes? 2 goals for Vissel Kobe. Anderson to Seon-min. Seon-min wins the corner. A little pump of the fists from the skipper, Kotoku. And here comes changes. Young-wook. And Patrick Klimala coming on. Now Klimala last played back in July, so return to form or to him as Anderson and Ruiz come off. Yeah, Ruiz has just got a little quiet in the last 10 minutes or so, so his debut comes to an end. Corner comes in, cleared by Diego. Sung-min. So an all-new attacking lineup for Seoul with Young-wook, Seon-min and Klimala. Press coming. Lovely take from Klimala. A little bit of space now over on that left-hand side for Seoul to try and exploit Seon-min's ball forward. Looking for Young-wook. Babech Plays it on to Jun. Klimala. Well, that's the first shot in a while from the visitors. Well, they had the keeper diving. Conda just making sure he had it covered anyway, you feel. Pressure coming from Daiju, and draws the mistake from Seung-yun, puts the ball out of play for a Kobe throw-in. Boniface, Kotoku, Tula. 12 minutes and change remaining in this contest. So haven't really threatened ever in this second half. Gonda hasn't made a save, has he? He had that shot from Klimala covered. On that, I can't remember him really touching the ball, in anger at least. Plenty of distribution from the back. Minaguchi to Jean-Patrick. Trying to use his muscle. He's just been hauled down by Jun. And he stays down, Jean-Patrick. Yeah, had his arm hooked by Jun, didn't he? Here, number 16, he slips. Jun comes across. Oh, he falls on it, doesn't he? Jun falls on the arm. Looks a little painful. Hopefully he's okay. And he is. No, he's okay to continue, that's good to see. Just flexing that left arm. Clip ball from Daiju. Caught everyone by surprise, including his teammates. Pavic. Cross to Hando. Seung-won. Patrick can't keep it in, so throwing on this near side, just inside their own half. Kamala wins the throw in. Just looked a little rusty, so Strong tackle coming in from Daiju. Don't forget it's Japanese opponents next week for Seoul as they take on Sanfrecce. Kobe take on Johor. And a change coming. Tominaga comes on for Muto. Let's have another look at this. That is a goal he will want to replay over and over again. It was an absolute rocket into the top corner. Well played, Yoshinori Muto. His afternoon, his evening is done. Tominaga is on. Daiju and Chung Wook coming together. Can they find a decent delivery here? That's better, but right into the middle and straight down the throat of Sung Yun, who tries to get an attack going quickly, bowling it up the halfway line, reaching his Itakuchi. It actually ends up falling to Daiju. Daiju cuts back inside. Daiju over to the right hand side. First touch just takes Hamasaki away from goal, but back in he comes, clips it in, and a little flick doesn't quite come off. Ross going down that sort of central channel, no way through. Kua plays it out to the right hand side. Here is Tominaga. Kotoku, the second goal scorer, back to Boniface. Diego gets it back from Jean-Patrick. Jean-Patrick's ball didn't have as much weight as Diego wanted. Stab return from Daiju. And here goes Tominaga. Tula. Daiju. A lot of playmaking as the number 13, been everywhere. Here he is again. Daiju. Kotoku. This is Hamasaki. Jean-Patrick. Jean-Patrick, nobody there. More changes coming. This time Hando is coming off. And taking his place, number 40, Park Seong-hoon. And Jeongbyung, the youngster, the 18-year-old, is off. And Do-yoon is Oh, yeah, 7th appearance in the competition this season, so played in every game in some form or other. Boniface. And here come Kobe again. Little scoop ball in. Well read. The keeper, Seung-yun. Not sure particularly necessary. Pushing and shoving. One with a poor touch, just having the ball out and play. And it looks as if it's going to be a fruitless visit to Japan for Seoul. Oh, that almost came off for Kowa. Daiju once again. Patrick comes short. Here is Diego. Tula. Boniface, that's the ball go across his body and then helps it on its way out to that right hand side. Gotoku, back to Boniface. Kua. Oh, wasn't intended, I don't think, for Gotoku, but here they come again. Kua out to this left hand side. Here is Diego. Diego. Oh, it's gone all the way through. Picked up on the back stick by Hamasaki. Diego chasing this one down over his shoulder, does well. Daiju. So no shots on target in this second half. Hamasaki just upended, but held back to his feet by Seon-min. This is great play from Vissel Kobe, just completely dominating possession and territory. FC Seoul just chasing shadows. Can't score if you don't have the ball. And Kobe are doing a real professional job at seeing this out, and they may be in for a third here. Far post, and oh, he's missed it. Daiju has missed it. How on earth has he put that wide? That is a horror miss. Oh, dearie me. Well, it won't affect the outcome, but he won't want to see that again. It was beautifully worked. Kobe just holding the ball, toying with Seoul, created the opening, and it really should be 3-0. Had a good game as well as Daiju. It's been everywhere. Down the other end, chance here for Seoul, and it's cleared by Tula. Young-wook, the substitute, almost makes something happen. Important clearance from Tula. 5 minutes of added time to come. Is there a consolation on the cards? For Seoul, helped on its way by Hamasaki. Sung-yun with a little meandering. Oh, chase back, well followed back by Tominaga. Kua. Tula. Diego. Kua. Good defensive header. Still, all hands to the pump for Seoul as they look to try and keep Kobe out for the remaining 3 and a bit minutes. Just undersold into the skipper, but play allowed to continue. Sean Patrick on this left-hand side, cushions it with his chest. Now can he find the cross with the left foot? It's a good-looking cross, but there's nobody in red in the middle, and it's headed clear. Boniface, oh, doesn't get enough on that, and a chance here for a break for Seoul. It's going to have to be done all by himself, although he's got support here in Young-wook. Young-wook cuts back onto the left foot, and Diego's there to get the touch that turns possession back over. Daiju hustled off it by Seong-hun, and Seong-hun still going, and there was Iguchi to win possession back. That was a chance for Seoul. Young-wook didn't seem to be able to make his mind up. Dominated possession in this second half of Vissel Kobe, 61%. Wow. Somehow that Daiju effort hasn't gone down as a big chance. I would say you're not going to get a better chance of scoring a goal. Yeah, well followed by Kua. Could have easily let Babech go. He stuck to his task. There's the keeper, Gonda, out to Boniface. Kotoku plays it in field, but that is to Young-wook. Young-wook. Babech. Final 30 seconds of this contest. AFC Seoul looking for a consolation. Helped on its way by Klimala. Gonda lobs it up to Diego, who nods it back to Tula, plays it up the left-hand sideline, and that will probably be that. Was there one last throw of the dice for SD Seoul? There is the final whistle, and on a return to AFC Champions League action, the East Group leaders, Vissel Kobe, need 2 second-half goals to get the better of FC Seoul. They dominated possession and were worthy of the win in the end. All the action coming in about 3.5 minutes at the midpoint of the second period. Muto opening the scoring in the 69th minute with a world-class finish, having run 3/4 of the length of the pitch unopposed from the edge of his area to the edge of the Seoul area before putting it into the top corner. That made it 1-0, and then a really well-worked team goal was finished off by the skipper Kotoku from the edge of the area. That was in the 73rd minute to make it 2-0. There was a golden opportunity for Daiju to make it 3-0 at the end, but he somehow managed to head wide from about a yard out. But it didn't make a difference, so, because Vissel Kobe, the standings leaders, were worthy of the win, and they will go into their match against Johor next week full of confidence. Seoul take on Sanfrecce Hiroshima, but here in Kobe it is finished. Vissel Kobe 2, FC Seoul 0.